Okay, so this is a hammer that I actually use for work. At work, I should say. Used to have a decent handle. I lent it to somebody, and now it doesn't have a handle. No idea what on earth happened to it. But anyway, this gives me an opportunity to do something I've been kind of toying with the idea of doing for a while. I want to turn this into a retro, I guess a retro new hammer. What I'm going to do is clean it up. We're going to stick in some vapor rust. First of all, get rid of all this rust. No idea. This is an old sticker or something that was on there. So we'll have to probably remove that with some, yeah, there's like some paint and stuff underneath there. To remove that with some cleaner. Anyway, I mainly want to use the vapor rust to get rid of all these, the rust in these cracks in here. There's lots of little individual cracks and stuff all over this hammer. I think it's a kind of interesting shape. I like it. On the handle, well, you have to wait to the end of the video to see what I'm going to do with the handle. It's not going to be normal. So keep tuned, subscribe, like, hit that notification bell, and hope you enjoy what you're going to see. Now this should be pretty cool, I think, anyway, because this hammer is long, and I'm not going to bother putting the appropriate amount of vapor rust in a long cylindrical container or whatever, but we're going to stand this in here. The hammer is actually longer. What it's going to do, we'll see right here, the difference could be before and after of just how much it takes the rust away, which I think is going to be pretty cool to see. Okay, 24 hours later, actually no, 48 hours later. I've been busy at work. Let's see what we got. It's going to be the first time I've seen this too. You can already see it's very corroded. It was very corroded up here. Let me get this so the camera can see. Wow. And you can see all the rust is gone. And basically what's left on there is all the little cruddy bits of, I really don't know what that was. It was like sheetrock dust, I think. Cool. And now it's done on this one too. Can you see the? So I can get the light so you can see it. The difference line right there is where the hardening stops. And it's hardened up there. Okay, let's clean this up with a little rotary tool. I'm going to clean up some of these little dirty bits in here that I can't really get to with a big bench grinder. And I think what we'll do is after that is we'll clean up some of these cast marks in here, make it a bit smoother. May smooth this out. Really don't know yet. I'm going to go let my artistic flares fly away, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. But it's going to be unusual looking. So I'll quit talking for a little bit and clean some of this stuff up and we'll get back to it. Okay, now that I've got the rough sanding done, all the castings are smoothed out, I think the only thing left to do now is to do a little bit of fine sanding. I don't know, I might have enough of a selection of little sanding doohickeys. What do you think? Even up to 400 grit. Let's see how these little suckers work. Okay, we have a piece of cherry right here. Kind of hate doing these, I'm going to call it a hidden tang, where the tang of the, in this case a hammer, doesn't actually come to the edge. If you look back at my other videos, I've done one on a machete and that was an absolute pain. Plus of course it was the first time I'd done a handle or a knife or anything really. So anyway, I'm going to try the same technique I used on that one. And that's to get a router to actually cut out the inside rather than having to have a fillet piece in between them. That seemed to work out pretty good for me. Well, at least one thing, I did actually cut the rabbit on the inside there deep enough, thank goodness. All I need to do is open up a little bit on the end there, because it does flare. I don't know if you can see that, but that's good. Actually quite tight in there too, without any glue or anything. That's neat. Always remember to wear a decent dust mask when you're doing anything with any type of hardwood really. The finer the grain, the more dangerous the wood can be because it can get into your lungs easier. I use these types of masks like this. It has the removable carbon filter inside. I find they're really good. They're comfortable anyway. But definitely wear them, otherwise you'll regret it when you get older. Okay, you can use a little bit of super glue here just to quickly attach these two handle pieces together. I'm not going to call them knife scales because you know it's not a knife. Of course, every time I try to film I have some notifications going off. Oh well. Anyway, you get these together. They need to be I've actually got that bandsaw working that was in my future restorations, and that's purely out of necessity. That's not necessarily going to be a new restoration, but it sure is needed, because that cutting these things with that handsaw sucked. The reason I'm using the super glue here is because if you can put them together and glue together and hold it nice and tight, but it doesn't take much to separate them. So when you're doing a two-part handle like this, it makes it very handy. Well, it needs a new bearing on this bandsaw, but I'll tell you what, this beats a whole bunch doing it by hand. Okay, the bandsaw is finished cutting. You can see it actually revealed, let's see there, a crack that was in the wood. But I'm hoping it looks like it's not going to get affected when I do the final sanding. So let's get to that. Okay, let's see if we can drill these pins without blowing the backside of the wood out. We'll see. Right, what we'll do now is we'll put the first pin in to actually hold it in place, to drill the other two pins. Let's see. A little bit of blowage out, but not too bad. I got to sand this side anyway, so let's get those pins cut. Okay, got the 3 pieces of brass rod cut. That's 3/16 of an inch. And what I like to do is just take this edge off, give it a bit of a bevel, because it is quite a tight fit to go through these holes, and I only want to have literally to mark the position on the handle for the 2 other holes I'm going to do. That way all 3 of the holes will be nicely lined up when I put the epoxy in. I'm pretty sure you can't see that on the... oh, you can see it. There's a little tiny bevel on there. Okay, hole number 2. Alright, I cleaned that off so it's a little bit easier to do. Yeah, let's get back to separating these two. Fingers crossed, because they're really going to be Gonna hope that we're not gonna crack this. That's a horrible sound to hear, huh? Thank goodness. Okay, now comes the scary part. This is 5-minute epoxy, and that 5 minutes goes really, really fast. It's scary fast. So I'm probably not going to talk at all doing this because I need to concentrate. So wish me luck. And yes, this stuff gets everywhere. Those of you that are more observant would have seen on my bench, I've actually still got some, you can see it's marks where I had to pick it off, where it dripped the last time I done this. That's the first boo-boo. I actually done the wrong side first. Alright, while I'm waiting for the epoxy to dry, I feel I'd get some painting done. I'm going to do a two-tone paint on this, and I'm using the same paint I used on the plane restoration, or the planer restoration I should say. And a lot of you, it was funny, if you read through the comments, a lot of people was complaining because I used paint that wasn't brand new. Well, tough basically. I'm going to use this. I do like these colours, and it's a good quality caliper paint, which is like a ceramic paint. If you'd like to see me using new paints, by all means you can donate to Patreon or straight to my PayPal, and you can donate, and I'll use as many new paints or new sandpapers as you want. But until then, I'm going to use what I got because this is expensive. Anyway, that's my little rant over and done with. So let's see what this is going to look like. And if you're wondering, yes, I am gonna do a finish polish. I haven't quite taken the bits that shine. I haven't taken them up to as much of a grade as I'm going to with the sandpaper. At the moment they're at a 600 grit. Okay, apparently I need to put the lid on the red paint because I dipped my black brush inside the in the red paint again. Alright, time to get those clamps off. Right, let's see how steady my hand can be. I'm trying to do these letters on here. Oh, that wasn't too bad. What do you think? That's pretty good. What I gotta do now is get all the little bits and pieces of paint off and then finish the polishing. We're almost finished. Thank goodness. Alright, let's get some of this teak oil on here so it can be soaking in. I want to have a nice durable finish on this one. And apparently this actually soaks into the wood and then goes hard when it's in the wood. So I think that'd be quite good. We can try it anyway, give it a see. Okay, so that's it complete. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good. Is it a dead-on restoration? It's not really a restoration, I guess. That's like a retrofit. With this really nice cherry handle. Now, I'm not going to go whacking through nails. I know it can hit nails in the wood. You do too. So, to be quite honest, this is just too nice to hit nails, really. Tell me what you think. Would you like to have this in your toolbox? It used to be in my toolbox. It's not going to go back in there now though. I think it's just too good looking to try and take on a job site. Anyway, thanks for being with me in the shop. I hope you like this one. Lots more to come. I keep telling you that I got so many. I've already shown you a couple of videos of what I have and what I can do. And there's always auctions coming up for different things. So if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one.